questionable on this one.
Brad, you have to. Anyway, we're putting you to work.
Anyway, April update here with Mayor Jerry Lanigan. We'll see if we post what we were just talking about. Anyway. A couple things going on, Wes. We talked about topics. I'm blanking now because I'm staring at your glasses and I'm
throwing you off.
Throwing me off.
I'm sorry.
All right. What do you want to start with?
I want to start with Mayor Lanigan taking the floor. What do you want to chat about first?
That's fair. That's that.
We're gonna give you the ball
you got me
first.
peppered
A little
today?
hot seat action.
No, we've really nothing.
Oh, that's all right.
It's all bluff.
We just want to get in your schedule.
A lot of good stuff going on. And one of the big things is we just got notified that we got an additional $1 million in A.I.M funding for this year that just came out of the state budget that was proposed. So that's a great thing. That was hard fought by Senator Joe Griffo and Assemblywoman Mary Ann Buttonshaw and through the whole budget process, which is a nightmare for the state to begin with. But the A.I.M funding, which is aid in municipalities, it's every fiscal year cities are awarded some funding through the state that helps pretty much pay the bills, keep the lights on. So our city gets, and I'm just going to ballpark, roughly around $9 million a year. That's awarded to the city of Rome. And this year we got an additional $1 million that was tacked on, a little bit more than $1 million, but that was tacked on, which is great. I mean, that's great news. Municipalities continuously fight with the state every year to ask for more A.I.M funding because it does help keep us up and running. So that was great news. Joe came to my office the other day to let me know about that and show me the figures, and so that was great to hear. Always a good thing.
I read that in the Sentinel, kind of the list of extra funding in this A.I.M funding, and Utica got something similar. It seems like it's kind of based on a population or size.
It's based
of the
on
city.
population. So
There's
they
some
got
of these
a
little
bit
towns that are listed that are like $230.
Yeah.
Man, that's
and
that's
that's
not really much.
you kind of
That's
laugh a little bit that
Yeah.
we get $1 million.
Yeah,
of,
that's
of
great. That
additional
makes a
funding,
dent.
but, yeah, it's good. It definitely helps with. We had a lot of contracts come through last year, so now we're kind of seeing with the audit coming through of that we went over in some areas that weren't really budgeted for. So now it's the scramble that how are we going to pay for that, and then moving forward, starting to work on the 2025 budget, and you need to account for all that now, those salary changes and things like that. So this funding helps to mitigate some of that we don't have to hit you with a 17% tax increase.
just the fight of inflation that's going to probably ward off, right? I mean,
Was that a teaser to what's coming?
Wait, let's dig into this.
So
Yeah, all right. So that's good news.
yeah, that's
More
good.
money is good.
Yeah, it's always good. We just did an upgrade to Liberty Gardens, to Thorne Park. I went over there the other day during the campaign. I was over there shooting a campaign video about something, and there were some kids playing basketball, so I walked over to talk with them. And I asked them, I said, hey, what do you guys need over here? Like, what would make you guys happy over at your park, your local park here? And they said the basketball court. They said, it hadn't been touched in a while. It was the old backboards, the old double rims, which I'm not a basketball guy, but the old double rims, which apparently are harder to shoot into. So I told them that, if I was elected mayor, this would be one of our top priorities to get over here and get you guys an upgrade, because it gets used a lot. So first thing we did was they went over, they resealed the courts. Our guys took the backboards off, repurposed them, put on, they weren't even, the old box that's in a basketball backboard, that wasn't even on there. So they did all that. They outlined the outside of the backboard, and then we got all single rims for them.
I noticed when John Clifford was shooting, he didn't get him shooting. So I don't know if it was just because it was just a poor form, but we did get some shots of you at the court, but just
It's
not.
incredible form.
Did you dunk on any of the kids over there?
I didn't. I actually I played one of the kids one-on-one during the campaign, and he did beat me. I do not.
Did you
claim
blame
to be
your
a
outfit?
basketball-
Were you in a suit or something? So you could.
I was not in a suit. The other day I was wearing a jacket the other day, a shirt, but the day I got beat, I think I was in jeans and a golf shirt. Poor shoes, though. I didn't have basketball shoes on.
All right.
I think I had cross trainers.
How old was your opponent? Were you playing a 10-year-old or?
He was close to 10.
Okay.
He was good, though.
He was good.
Yeah.
A prodigy.
Yeah. He'll be good in the future. So
All right.
it was nice to see,
RFA
but
2034.
I think so.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
I'll be in the stands rooting him on. He took a couple of those moves from me, I think.
Call this one the Lanny.
This wasn't one of the things, but I was curious. Any update on City Hall construction? I mean, what's
So that's plugging along. Their projected August, September to be completing. They've got a lot of the steel work is completed. So if you drive by there, if you go look, you can see actually the outline of what it's going to look like, which is nice. You know, after listening to that for the last 3 to 4 months, it's nice to be able to now see what it's ultimately going to look like. That's going to be great. It's going to be, you know, it's nice to have some place when people are coming to City Hall, and whether they're coming to see me or they're coming to see another department or just coming to pay their taxes, it's nice to walk into a nice welcoming environment that's been updated and is clean and modern. Plus the community room off the back. We've already lined up several things that, you know, we're going to do a small business forum in there regularly. We want to have that. We want to have, we met with DFAS the other day and we talked to them about having it once a month. They can utilize that room to have people there to help people apply for the jobs. Because USA Jobs, the format that they use, it's a difficult thing to navigate through. I know when I was getting ready to retire, I was on there looking for federal jobs to go to when I retired. And, you know, it is a difficult thing to get through. So they're 100% on board with helping people try to navigate that and get applying for those jobs. Because they
Great
really
jobs on there.
I'm telling you.
There's a lot of them, but yeah, it is a bit daunting for some.
It is.
It's kind of a self-weed out. Like it'll
Yeah,
deter you from
and it's-
applying, maybe
and
purposefully, but it's nice to have some help so you can get to that game.
Absolutely. And some of those jobs, like when I met with DFAS and we were talking about, some of those jobs, they only require a high school diploma. And they're good paying careers. Now, I don't even want to just call them jobs. They're careers where you can get into a federal job and you're getting a pension, you're getting a good pay, you're getting step increases, you know, for their different grades. So we want to make sure that that's pushed out to people that are out there looking for careers, not just jobs, careers. So we talked to them about housing them, you know, whether it's once a month or a couple times a month, to have that place for people to go, and they're able to get applying for those and help with it. So,
So speaking of City Hall and construction, we were in your office hearing the pounding away, and we were getting used to it. And then all of a sudden, the doors started rattling. That was pretty wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
the old earthquake.
Yeah, the old earthquake.
When the earthquake hit,
I thought I was really making a good speech, and then with Lanny's eyes were wide open, but it
That
was
was probably
apparently
one of the
the
hardest.
world shaking.
I think that's got to be one of the most difficult pitches I've had to make in a long time. We had construction noises,
jackhammers,
earthquakes, jackhammers, keeping focus. We had 5 side conversations happening, but no, it was good though.
So we do that stuff on purpose. We like to make it.
It's impressive.
Because if you're going to get through that, I know you're going to move forward with your project. If you can come in and deal with the drilling right outside my office, and get through your pitch and not break, I know you're going to be strong on your project.
It's a big flex. I like
It is
it.
a big flex.
But I liked you guys bringing in the earthquake thing. I think it probably
threw you off a
took
little bit.
most of your budget to make that happen. But
burned right through it.
yeah. No, that was definitely because you guys didn't stop talking, and I'm going, that's not right. That's not right. And then you guys look at me, and I'm
Well,
like,
that's where we threw our ask in.
Yeah.
So you didn't really catch
I
that.
didn't catch
you
it.
just and then we went back to where we go.
Kind of whispered it.
On the, I guess on the construction, we'll continue on that. Apartments have got to be close to coming online.
yes, they just took the fence down.
That's our monthly question.
That's our monthly question. I mean,
so
just-
the fence is down.
Okay.
I actually am hoping to get over there tomorrow afternoon or Friday afternoon to get another walkthrough just to see where they're at. But they took out the exterior fence that was blocking. So I'm guessing that they are pretty close. The last time we had talked to them, they were in the area of having it start to be occupied in May. So I'm hoping that they're still on that timeline that they gave us a few months back. But I did see that they took the fence down, which was great. So
That'll really help going through there too. Just to look at that.
well, the
Parking and
yeah,
shocker.
The parking's
Talking about
been
parking again.
Yeah, the parking's been a nightmare down there. But I think with that coming down, maybe some of the construction vehicles coming out of there, that it's going to open up some spaces for, more of the retail people that are coming into there. So,
All right. Clickbait topic.
What's that?
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater. Any more legs for the amphitheater?
I knew that was coming today.
I just
I
feel
knew
like
it.
left
I knew
out,
it.
you know.
I
And
said,
assume that's what you were referring to.
There's got to
but
be an
I wanted to make-
amphitheater
Yeah,
question
no.
coming.
No,
I mean, has that been one of the most talked about things of late with you, or I mean,
Yeah, it's every place I go. Somebody asks me about the amphitheater.
All right, then we're doing our job.
Yeah, no, you're definitely.
so you should have a very rehearsed answer at this point, right?
I do.
All right, so pretend
Give
you
us
already
the
said the
scoop.
rehearsed answer. Give us the
us the
actual-
good one.
Give us
Like,
the good one.
Is it going
it's-
anywhere,
it's-
or is this all?
what is
What
happening?
stage are we in? Are we in the dreamer stage? Are we getting into the nuts and bolts stage? Where are we?
It's a private project. It's a private project that they're trying to do on private land. So the city has nothing to do with the acquisition of the land. Has nothing to do with getting the project up and running. I support the idea. I support the project in its theory that I think it would be a great thing for our area, a great thing for the community. I hope it comes to fruition. As far as the city getting involved and helping, we will and we have, and but it's got to be there. Like you need to, the property needs to be owned. The financing needs to be there to move the project forward. We can't invest and say we're going to invest on hopes and dreams. That's not the right way to go about it with us. Is we want to be there for you. We want to support you in any way that you can, but you got to have your ducks in a row.
be some
and
substance
come to
there
the
and actually
and
have
you got to
control
come
of
to the
things, yeah.
table.
Yeah.
So I know they're still working on it. I know that some more questions have come into City Hall through their group, and we've provided the answers that we can provide as far as trying to help them along the way. I don't know where they stand right now on their project. I haven't gotten an update as far as if our things are moving forward, if they've decided to rear back a little bit. I'm not sure. So
No, without the land, it's
yeah,
You need-
it's
you need some
and there is
control.
yeah,
there's
control is a big issue.
yeah, and there's issues, and we tried to express that to point out the issues with the property because there has been some past history with that, and so I know there's things that they need to navigate with using that property. Obviously, you get some community blowback from it being a historic site, and some people don't want to see it demolished. Some people want to see it repurposed the way it is, and not just take down the buildings, but have them rehabbed. And which is they're all great talking points. It's all great things that you need to come down to the table and sit and hash it out between them, us, the previous property owner, the historical society. But at the same time, you got to get all your ducks in a row before that can happen. I know they met with the Common Council. They did their pitch to the Common Council. I have not met with the Common Council after that yet to see their interpretations where they
Doesn't
feel
that
on
seem
it.
kind of premature? If you,
I was
if you
just saying, it
can't
seems
get
like the PR campaign is like led this. Like,
Yeah.
has there even been a dollar amount discussed? Like, what's the project cost? Do we know?
The original dollar amount that was put out there was $2.2 million.
It seems so light.
Yeah, I
light.
thought it was a little bit light, but they stood by their numbers on what they thought.
Okay, so
that-
there
that-
is something.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
they stood by it, but I don't know if that 2.2 included the purchase of the property. I think it did. I think they had in there that included the purchase of the property, or if that was just strictly for the the building of the amphitheater and getting everything ready to have people there. So I don't know if they've come back to the table and drawn up a new number. I haven't met back with them since then, so
To be
I think
continued,
that's
I guess.
yeah. I think that's the same number they kind
Yeah.
of pitched to the Common Council too. Yeah, I mean they did it, as a PR campaign and put
Yeah,
it
it
out
was- it
there.
was one
and,
way of doing it. Yeah,
and
it was-
yeah,
yeah,
and
sure.
got the community behind them,
Yeah,
and that's great. I'm
check the
all
temperature
for
of
yeah, and see if
there's-
it could be accepted, and I think it would be. I think with looking at the responses they received and that we received from the community, I think there was an outpouring of support for it. It's just how are you going to make it happen? And so
yeah, from idea to shove in the ground.
it's
there's
that.
a
and there's a
there's a lot of
big
projects.
and there's a big gap there. I said it's I can tell you guys that I'm going to have gold water slides on Griffo Green and it's going to spew out chocolate milk and the kids can ride them. But the first question is going to be how are you going to pay for it?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
in theory that sounds great.
Yeah.
But
All right, fair enough. We got our update.
Yeah.
We got the
Good
clickbait
with that.
for future.
Well, it's a hot topic.
It is a
I
hot
think
topic.
that's.
It is
I
a
can
hot
already
topic.
see the title. Lanigan speaks about Amphitheater.
We have to leave it there, even though it'll be like a 2-minute segment.
What did he say?
What did he say?
Yep. It's a
Oh my.
exactly.
All right, anyway.
No.
All right, what do we got now?
What else we got? Well, we talked with Senator Griffo. He was in here yesterday, so we've got all the hot stars here
Yeah,
in Central
good.
New York.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fun asking him about the different offices he has held. You know, he's been rural mayor for quite a while, county exec, now in the state senate, and we posed the question to him: what position did he like the most? I think we got to an answer, but I'm not really sure. He liked the control and the impact he could have as mayor.
Yes.
But the other side of it was the 24/7 part is a lot different than where he's at now.
Yes.
So the ups and downs.
Yeah, they're both 7 days a week, but the senator gig is you kind of
You're getting less 3 a.m.
Yeah,
phone
less
calls
3
about a
phone
street not
calls.
being plowed. You know. So I guess my question for you is, 120 days in or whatever you are, we talked about before. You were saying a lot of fires to put out as you go along. Is it getting to a normal routine yet?
No.
No.
The easy answer
I
is
like
no. I would have hoped that after 100 days it would have kind of mellowed out a little bit. It hasn't.
Do you think it ever will?
I hope. I really do. I do. I think my issue, my chief of staff's issue, is we've always been workers. We're always, let's get these things done. Let's keep the momentum moving. And that's great. It's been great for us. We've gotten so much accomplished in a short period of time, and we have so many things that are coming up that it's good. But it's the trying to keep that going for 4 years is difficult. So I think we're finally going to reach a point where we can kind of plateau, and now we can kind of sit back a little bit and not have that constant running, constant going, and staying in the office till 6 o'clock at night to make sure things get accomplished and make sure the emails go out so that when we come in on the next morning, things are already on our desk or already in the works so we can get going again. I think that's coming. I definitely see like where Senator Griffo's coming from on the mayor's side, that you definitely have more of an impact as the mayor, where you have a direct control of the city and things that go on. And as a legislator, you kind of you're pitching for everything, and you're saying, oh, this is what we need, but you have no direct
a layer removed.
Exactly. Right. So I can definitely see that, and I know I've met a lot of Congress people. I've met a lot of senators along the way, and a lot of them came from being mayors, and they all said that it was the best job that they had because of that, because of that actual direct impact that you can make. I do love it. It's a great thing to be a part of, and like I said, with going to Liberty Gardens and seeing the new rims come up, and one of the kids that was there the day that I went there during the campaign, as soon as I walked out on the court, they were already putting the rims up, and he said, "You kept your promise." And I said, "Did you think I wouldn't?" He goes, "I don't know." And I said, "I told you I was coming back." And he came over, and they were so appreciative, and thank you so much. And so that's the good part. That's the stuff where you could be a direct impact, and that was one of our top priorities, to get that park up and running. So those kids have something to be proud of.
It's a nice tangible success. Something that you
exactly.
can actually, when you get home at night, and say, "Yeah, we actually did something." Because you're
Yeah,
working
and you
a lot of
can be
big
proud of
projects
it.
all the time that you don't have that little victory once in a while. It's nice to have a nice, happy
nice.
moment.
When we get Tony back on, where he's going to have to, kind of sell his position, because it sounds like everybody wants to be the senator or or the
Joe's
mayor.
least favorite. We'll
Least
put it this way, was
favorite
county
was it
executive.
county executive?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was his reasons for that?
What did you think? What did you get from?
I think it is kind of lost in between, because you are trying to
government
still
itself
land
is kind of
in
no
guide,
man's
but you
land.
don't have necessarily direct control. But also he doesn't, and maybe I'm getting this mixed up, but Joe referenced that everybody, like the judges and like the different parts, are their own bosses. Like you don't have
control over those things.
over them, even though they think
People
it.
think you
it's
do.
like people think you do, but you don't. So you don't have the same control as like your staff, right?
Gotcha.
Like they report to you at the county executive level.
A lot of those
doesn't-
positions
a
are
lot of those positions
their
are
own elected
elected
officials,
right?
right?
So
Yeah.
it's you
So
have
they
this
don't-
weird middle ground, I guess, where yes, you have a bigger scope, but at the same time, you don't have the same control as
And he was also in that position for the shortest amount of time. I mean,
he
didn't
was.
even do
He
2
was.
years.
He's quite proud of that,
He's
too.
tied with that too.
Yeah.
It was. He was.
I don't even know if it was 2 years. So he might not have like Tony's obviously been there a long time. So
The longest,
He's
I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
right.
he's
I
the
think after
longest
this new
standing,
re-election,
yeah.
he's the longest standing. So he's probably figured the ways to get the
Yeah.
things done. And
Well,
I
sure.
can see that like now with I'm 4 months in that I'm starting to see that the things that I can and can't do. Where obviously that's going to grow as the years go.
And
So-
working with your staff too, things will become more automatic. They'll understand what they can and what decisions should go to you. The delegation obviously is massive when you're at the top of any company. So, yeah. All
And
right.
you've probably inherited some things from the prior administration, not painting anything negatively, but the way they did things. And
Yes.
you come in, you're kind of inheriting that system a bit. Then it takes a while to get to your system, whatever that is.
Yes.
And to get in that rhythm too. So there's a little extra
Yes,
turbulence
there's,
there.
There's
I bet.
definitely a little bit of that, and I come from a paramilitary organization. Like everything is set in stone. We have rules and regulations. We have everything is, right down the checklist. And I came into an environment where it wasn't like that, and not that I want it to be exactly like the police department, but I do want some accountability. I do want to check in with your boss. Your bosses then check into my office, and it just gives that structure that I enjoy, that I come from. I mean, my entire career was spent in that, so it's what I'm comfortable in. I'm not comfortable in a full, freewheeling, do whatever you like, and if I need to be notified, I'll call you. But no, we want that little bit of structure, and so I had to navigate through that and kind of, like you said, get my staff.
Yeah, and there's pros and cons of both. I mean,
Yes.
when my grandfather, he was a captain, and even the company was ran the same way, right?
Yep.
There's a hierarchy, there was a direct reports, and now it's a little different under my reign. But yeah, each thing always has its pros and cons,
Absolutely.
and it depends on the people you have with you too and how they operate.
Yep.
So I guess
And what they can handle
what they
or
can
not,
handle,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or how they are best utilized.
Yeah.
Or thrive in what situation.
Yep.
Beautiful. What else you got, Bradley?
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's one more. I usually have a thing. In
Yeah,
front
you
of me,
guys
but
usually have a
I
computer
know
or a
it's-
checklist or
It's
something.
been a week.
Yeah.
There's been a few things going on in my world.
Well, let me ask you guys: is there anything going on with the Sentinel or Rome Country
that's
Club?
a lot of pressure, bro.
Yeah, let's reverse the roles.
Well,
a little
you know
bit.
what?
You got a birthday coming up.
We got
That's
a
cool.
160th anniversary coming up on June 1st.
That's
so
great.
We're figuring out. We've been working with some people. Maybe get a little party together.
Brad's trying to keep it solvent until then.
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, that's really the big thing right now.
Good. Well, that's
we got
huge.
a new app coming out, just like so people on their phones can customize what they want to see, and so we got some little tech innovations
That's
coming.
You're evolving.
Evolving.
which is
Gotta
good.
respect the legacy, but you gotta also grow. So that's a couple things going on there. You might get an invite to the party. We'll see what we can do.
I'll keep checking my mailbox.
All right, good.
Birthday hat.
Little
Speaking
birthday
of party, Mayor's Ball.
Mayor's Ball. It's May 11th. We've got Josh Cox and the Rattlesnakes coming in from Albany to play that night. They play at the gig quite a bit over at Turney Stone. So we'll have some great music, food, drinks, obviously. We're going to have a good night out. And I was expecting you guys to have a check for me, but I guess we'll get it after.
Do you take IOUs? How's our credit? Is it any good?
Yeah, you're good.
How many are you expecting? Any idea?
No idea.
What happens if 1,000 people send an
We'll make it work. So it's at the beaches.
Yeah, great.
Which I'm excited to have it there because if people haven't been there yet, I'm excited to bring them in there.
It's gorgeous. They put a lot of money into that
They've
joint.
done such an incredible job there. And, from the pub bar to the restaurant, I mean, the pub bar is incredible. And then the restaurant, I haven't had a bad meal there yet. The ambiance is amazing. So what we did is we have the entire building. They gave us the entire building. There's not going to be any other, the bar's not open for anybody else but our event. And so
Glad you clarified that.
the what?
The bar's not open except for the event.
Except for the event. Yeah.
I'm nervous.
So we'll make it work. I mean, we have tables, we have high tops, they'll roll. They said if need be, they'll roll more tables out during the event if we have to. So we'll see what the outpouring of support is, and either way, it's going to be a great night of drinks, dinner, and music, and we'll have a good time. So.
Yeah, Joe said by your 10th, 11th year as mayor, then you have like 6 people left at the mayor's ball because you've pissed everyone off by then.
It's true. I've
So
let it
enjoy
go
this
that
one.
already
That's
in
a
4
great
months.
gauge. I gotta agree
So,
with that. You know, that's
true.
good.
That's
So enjoy this one.
Everybody's your friend, and then you start slowly losing the.
Well, that happens. It comes with the job. You see that where, it's you can't do everything for everybody. It's just impossible. And I'm a pretty easy guy to work with. I try to do as much as I can for people, but at the end of the day, you have to. Hey, listen, there's just not anything
Fiscal
else.
responsibility.
Yeah,
There's,
you have to.
yeah,
You have to
capacity.
take that all into consideration, and
Sure.
and you hope that if people, whether they're your friends, whether they're your family, whether they're just supporters, that they can sit back and understand that. But sometimes they don't. They just don't see that, and at that point, it's hey, we had a good run.
We had a good run. I like that.
All right.
So
That's accurate. Yeah. I mean, you got to make decisions, what's best for the community, and hopefully people can see that.
absolutely, and that's honestly what I'm here for is the best decisions for the community as a whole. And believe me, I'm reaping no personal benefits from this. I'm just here for the community, make things better for all of us, all of our kids, and hopefully it's working in the right direction right now, and it'll continue to do that.
And that's all us constituents can hope for.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Right? I mean,
Exactly.
whether your policies are exactly what I think or the complete opposite, as long as you have the best interests in mind, I'm happy.
good.
That's what it should be, right?
It's good.
All right, Wesley Cup 2020. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, well, that wraps it up for April. 4 for 4. You came back.
We're hot.
We're
We're
hot.
hot right now.
Listen,
All right,
like-
we'll see you next month, hopefully.
Absolutely. I'll be back.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.